Hi everyone, not too long ago we had the possibility to check out of course the Moza R9 wheelbase. A wheelbase that I actually really like. It's compact and it definitely fits better on a desk than something that is really heavy, but we're gonna discuss that in a different video. Either way, when it comes to the Moza R9 wheelbase, it's actually a really interesting wheelbase, but it's still 459 euros and that's without any wheels on it. So for instance, if you like Formula 1, this is of course 499 euros. If you want a mount steering wheel, a more normal one, 299 euros. And that adds up on what you already have. So, Moza said we're gonna have to give an answer to that one. Especially if you want a wheel like this. But we're gonna discuss that one later. But when it comes to just the wheelbase, yeah, you definitely want a wheel with it. So, like I said, Moza has an answer to it. And it's even more compact than this one. Yep, this is it. So, let's unbox it and talk about the experience. With of course the Moza R5 wheelbase and the wheel that you get with it as well, which is actually quite nice. For 599 euros, that's a great deal and I think this is gonna be it. Either way, let's talk about it. So pretty much when it comes to unboxing it, it's a pretty normal experience. It's quite a bit box. So when you unbox it, of course the first thing that you will actually see is the new racing wheel. It's decently simple, but in terms of quality it definitely feels also a bit more simple compared to the others. Now of course there are plenty of buttons on the steering wheel, so it really doesn't matter what kind of game you are playing, you just have plenty of options to use all these buttons on the wheel itself. When it comes to of course shifters, unlike the others that I have, it's one shifter in itself, there's no clutch behind it, but it does feel quite nice and it has a good click to it. So in terms of quality, while it isn't on par of course with the other wheels that I have from them, this is still a really good quality wheel based on my first impression. Now when you open the rest under it, you will actually find the new wheelbase. I want to continue talking about that a little bit more, and it's not just the wheelbase by the way, but we're going to discuss that a little bit later. This is the wheelbase. It's so cute. It's tiny, especially when you compare it to, of course, the R9 wheelbase and some others that you have out there on the market itself. Yeah, it's definitely tiny, and the R9 was already quite small compared to it. But as you can see, it's quite a bit smaller. And yes, the wheels that I have, for instance, this one, let's just put it on there, fits as well. No problem at all. So great deal, and especially if you want to start with a smaller wheel in itself, I really feel like Moza has done a really good job here to give you that possibility. And yes, your dashboard that I have of course on my R9 also fits. But of course, that's not all. Moza has done much more. They actually give you the pedals as well. Again, this is 599 euros. A good deal. Yes, it's not a load cell pedal, but it does have quite a decent amount of spring to it. Overall, for the price itself, especially if you want a really good wheel, this seems like an excellent deal, and we're gonna test it out and see how it performs. I did get a clutch for this as well, but this is the base setup that you get with it. Again, for 599 euros, you get your wheelbase, a direct 5 wheelbase. You get a wheel that you can easily switch around, and if you want to upgrade, you can. You get these pedals with it, and you have that for 599 euros. Anyway, let's discuss the experience of the wheel itself. So let's talk about first experience with of course the Moza R9 wheelbase, the steering wheel, and of course the pedals themselves that you get included in this box that is 599 euros. By the way, don't forget, if you are a premium member on RaceDepartment, you can actually get some decent discount. Just become a premium member for 15 euros a year you get a good discount on such a base. But let's talk about the experience. So this is of course a smaller wheelbase, but I will have to say that the force feedback is excellent. It is actually really good for the price, and of course the size of the wheelbase itself. I have it now at highest, and with this wheel clamp, of course you kind of want to test that out if the wheel clamp holds up properly. Yeah, it definitely sticks well to my desk, which of course is made for. So let's discuss the wheel. Of course, the wheel itself is not on par with the high quality that you expect from them when it comes to those wheels that, well, you pay quite a bit for. But I will have to say that the quality and the materials used is actually really good. Do I feel the stitching, for instance? Yes, I do feel that. And it isn't in an ideal position, but it isn't bothersome. Maybe if you drive like a lot of hours, then it could be bothersome. But for myself, I will have to say that this feels really good, and the size itself is also quite good as well. I can easily reach the buttons that I need to, without any issue. So no problem there at all. And the buttons do have like a decent amount of click to it. So again, for myself, I will have to say, yeah, this wheel is excellent for the price itself. Now, however, when it comes to the pedals, yeah, you can definitely tell that these are light pedals, as they call them. They do feel lighter. The brake, for instance, for me is the biggest issue, if you want to call it that. It's just light. It feels the same as the pedal as well for your throttle. So yeah, it's definitely a lighter brake pedal, which for myself I don't like, of course. It's consistent, I'll give it that, but it's just too light for my own taste. Also, when it comes to the throttle itself, of course it's not a load cell, but for the throttle itself I think overall it's actually quite good. Just a little bit too light for myself. But again, for the price that you are paying and the combo that you're getting for it, I don't actually think this is a bad deal at all. Especially if you want to have a good wheelbase. Yeah, this definitely is that. The force feedback is excellent. And I really have to, if I have it on 100%, work my way with the wheel itself. Because you feel everything. And definitely if you go through corners, yeah, there's some force behind it. You can definitely tell when there's some speed behind it and there's a lot of force feedback at that point. Yeah, whoa, you can feel what the car is doing, but also it's a good workout, that's for sure. It's for $5.99. I don't see this being beaten at all. It's good wheel quality, you have a great wheelbase, you have decent pedals, albeit that is mostly because of the throttle itself, where the brakes, as stated, isn't that great. But for $5.99, and if you want to start with a direct drive wheel, I don't see why you shouldn't get something like this. I would say if they release this bundle without the pedals for like $4.99, something like that, oh man, that's a good deal. Just get the pedals that they use, of course, the SRT-P, not the lite version. Those are much better, those are much more comfortable. So definitely, if they release a bundle like that, there's no way I could not recommend a wheelbase like the wheelbase that we have right here, the R5, of course. Anyway, let me know what you think about, of course, this bundle. Let me know what you think about a direct drive wheel for such a price, with the wheel itself and of course everything included. And of course, let me know what you think about selling this wheelbase, the wheel itself, separate without the pedals themselves, so you can buy better pedals. I feel like that's the one thing that lets it down. Hope you enjoyed this video, and of course, don't forget to become a premium member on RaceDepartment for great deals and great discounts on things like this. Have a good one. I'll talk to you guys in the next video, which is actually a really exciting wheel as well. Hope you enjoyed the video.